Okay. Just okie doke. Just getting everything organised.
Happy classes shared into the live notifications group chat. I am off to work. I'll see you soon, Mum.
Yep, see you soon.
I'll lock the wooden door on my way out.
Yeah. Okay, I'm trying to find the video. Okay. Come on, video. Okay. It's only Sunday morning, it's on the back. Hello, Diana. Hello, Shaz. Hello, Di. Just trying to get this shared. Just going to put this in the Creative Family group. Hello, Robin. Apparently the program for this weekend has the wrong dates for today and yesterday and today. That's okay. That was through the week. Okay, let's go through the classes and then we have to do our bit of our perpetual project that we didn't get done last night after our 9.5 hour or 2.5 hour class. Not 9.5 hour, 2.5 hour class. Hello, Karen. Hello, Mel. Hello, Jacqueline. So we started the weekend with a playtime layout. Super weekend. Then we did the trio of Brightbots cards. Hello, Elise. So that little trio of cards. There's a kit for all of these. Then we did the robots page. These are fake photos. I've got to write on them yet. We did the robots page with the companion page. Then we did the mixed media rocket card with Naomi John. Then yesterday morning, Quentin and I had a card off. Made a card. This is Quentin. This is me. Then I did this canvas. So we did some painting techniques. I did a canvas. It's ended up with something at the top. And then Naomi John did a mixed media layout. And the epic word is all puffy. It's pretty cool. And then last night we did the interactive layout. So, and then it's got a side waterfall. What is it? Something like 16 photos and 5 spaces for journaling. So, yeah, it's a lot. Okay. This morning we are going to use Fishing Fun. But before we do that, we do need to do our bit on our mini book. Not really got a plan. So this comes out. There's another one of these at the back I haven't finished. So we're going to put something in here. And then this is a 4 photo. So we are repeat. This is the other peekaboo. Yep, what's the daisies? Right. So I thought we could use a little bit of this timber. And if we put it in here and have it like quite, I think I'm working on an idea to go in here. Loving the mini book, but have to go back and get measurements at some stage. Yep. Yep. I'll try and come up with some way that we can disseminate the measurements. So I'm thinking about something in here that's a bit more than just, yeah, you know, and that's peekaboo. So if we put like the timber in there and there and there and there. So how many have we got? We need 1, 2, 3, 4. So we'll need 4 pieces. And they're going to have to be like, what are they going to have to be? 6 1/4 by 5 1/4. And we can use timber on the things that are in here. Right. What do I need? 1, 2, 3, 4. So we need 4 of those. We're going to do a bit on our book at the end of this class. Why is the video doing that? Hello, Mary. Hello, Faina. Right, so we need 2 pieces of this. So we're going to have it with the timber going up and down. So it's the lines are going up and down. And we're going to do 6 1/4. And then we're going to cross cut it 5 1/4. 1, 2 times. I don't know if we're going to finish on these 4 classes. And then we'll use that leftover on our, I'm trying to get back to the video here, but this is such a ridiculous system. Thank you, Cindy, and hello or morning. Hello, Marge. How are you? Hello, Chrissy. Just let us know, Chrissy, and we'll do the 12 kits for you. Let me get a sticky note. Did you want the mini book as well, Chrissy, or just the 12 kits? Let's put tape on the back of this. And does anyone else want the 12 kits? I haven't been in and looked in the Creative Family group for that post. There is, I didn't do a roundup this morning. Quentin and Noah on the way to Bundaberg. They should be in Bundaberg now. They're picking up Noah's new car, or new to him. We have decided that the Mazda is taking too long. Noah's Mazda is taking too long. So when the Mazda's finished, it'll just be sold. So they're picking up the car today. I think Quentin's going to do the brakes this week. Right. So I've got one in here. I'm not going to cut the middle out of this because we don't know what photos we're putting on it yet. I think in here we need probably only a square photo. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't think this through here warrants a big photograph. Does that make sense? So I'm just moving it around, getting it so I'm happy with the spacing. Should have burnished the tape. Oh gosh, there's something on my bum. It's Sunday morning. It's a little cool. It's not hot. It's not cold either. It stopped raining finally. First time in a long time it's felt like we're in the subtropics with the rain, which is good. So that's one. That's looking better. So once we start getting like sections done, it actually starts looking a bit more complete. Like all the kits, please, no book. Okay, yep. Hello, Helen. Hello, Raquel. I'm going to put this in here. See, that looks better. And I've got a little bit of an idea to go in there. Something a little old school from back in the day. Whoops. Anyone know what the mistake is? We were meant to decorate these ones, put these on here, and then do these ones. Oh, Kazay. We might put them on these. We're going to use Fishing Fun this morning. It is a colour cut. Naomi John started it. I finished it. It's been in the works for a while, but I'm thinking it's pretty cool. So what we might do is we might end up with these guys actually in here on two of them. But we're going to have a go at making the thing to go in here when we come to the end of this class. Okay, that's that. So the thing we're going to use this morning is, now if you haven't noticed, there's a heap of new Dino World. So there's ginkgo leaves, there's fussy cut editions. The fussy cut edition we used last night is online. And there is this new colour cut from, there's also a rice paper, but I forgot to bring a sheet home. And there's a companion page for Dino. So they will get used today. But this is the colour cut. I will definitely want the book. Just get so, 30-something pieces in this. I think it was 39. So I'm thinking, a few weeks ago, we did an Easter Blessings class in the March group. I think it was the last week in March. And we did a bit of a scene. We built a scene. Did a bit of a bordery scene thing. And I thought, oh, this could be cool. Because this is like a builder scene type. There's a bit of a builder scene type of a colour cut, you know, where we add the fishes in the bucket. And then we've got trees. Do you know what I mean? So it's that sort. So we'll sort of hide the trunk behind there. That sort of thing. So we're going to do something a little similar to what we did, where we build a bit of a scene with our bits and pieces. You know. So we know the grass is a slightly different colour. We could have a really big fish in this bucket. Maybe not. Maybe. And some little fishes. And put another one. Something like that. And it's all with easy peasy colour cuts. See how easy it is? Okay, we need to put them. Dino products look fantastic. Thank you, Karen. Yay, grass, says Deborah. Yeah. Hello, Laura. How are you? Rightio. I have been cutting on this. You can tell. Let's just sort of, don't know what we're doing with that. These are a few fishes. Okay. Sort of like that sort of thing. Then we're going to do sort of Somehow. Nope, 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 nope. Let's just do the fish in one pile. And somehow we'll have a bit of a. I think this looks like one that goes over here. And then this one looks like it should be over sort of there. So you're kind of going to go with what looks like, what it looks like it should be. Fish. It's a lot of fish. I've picked up the car, bucking down here on the Goldie. Well, there you go. It has stopped here for the moment. It's probably going to get super hot, and then all the water that filled the pool up is going to evaporate. So we could use one of these little sceney pieces from Fishing Fun, but we could just use the top part just for photos. Oh, I need to put that leftovers with the mini book. Just bear with me. Okay. I do have a piece of hessian here. I like the hessian with it. What do you think about the hessian from Nautical Dreams? I've got lots of things here. And I do have this green from Cats and Dogs. Had a yellow as well. The stars. But the green could be nice for tomato photos. What we could do is sort of do that kind of thing. And then do like a heap of light blue sort of smushiness on this or do we just use a piece of that with a bit of white behind and white for photo mats? Let's have a look at that. So let's turn that ring light off because it's very distracting. It's quite bright in here today in the studio. That's not bad. And how many like the green? So she likes the green. The green. Love the cutouts. Hello, Helen. How are you? What do you assume is a white cardstock? It's 300 we use. Hyena. We're also getting intermittent showers. Scott not happy. Football's called off. Oh dear. With like a whole packet of just grass, says Robin. Hello, Desley. How are you? It's a bit dark without that ring light. We're just going to have to sacrifice. I think it's coming over overcast again. I reckon the green. I actually think the green does look nice. It has got the yellow on it. Let's leave the green there to think about. Let's get rid of that part blue. Let's get a bit more positioned. Let's move our fishes. We're going to use fish, but we're just going to be a bit more reasonable with our fish. And then let's bring this. This will come across here like that. Sort of. And then if we use like So we do like one photo there. Or did we do a big photo? Nope. They've changed a little bit since then. His hair is not that colour. And he is way taller. It's just for size. We put like a square one up there. A landscape one here. And then we sort of I think we have some sort of I think we're trying to fit two square ones in. Like one here and one here. And then we try and set a title sort of down here. 33 mil in the last 24 hours. Wow, that's pretty cool. Do I even need to comment on the possibility of green? Oh my gosh. I know you love green. I know. That's okay, Faina. So we'll do like a normal size and then we'll do two squares. Okay, let's do that. What's leftovers from the class? Yeah. Yeah. So for our photo mats, we've only got this piece here. This is like a 6 by 12. So if we make our photo here like a 5 3/4 by 3 3/4, made the mistake last night. Okay. So yeah, I did make a mistake. I made the mistake last night of really taking the terrific word as being the start point. So then what it meant was that my photos were 4 by 6, my mats were 6 1/4 by 4 1/4, and then these pieces were 4.5 high, and they weren't economical on the cardstock. I probably could have come down to like a 4-inch high and had my terrific that it really completely filled the area. So just got to think about, yeah, some things when you're planning just to get the maximum out of your paper and card. So we're going to do 3 3/4, 5 3/4, and 3 3/4 by 3 3/4. So we get nice, easy mats. Well, let's do a 3 3/4. Now the fishing photos we've got are all from Scouts or school, or their relatives. So we don't usually. Could you add copper and green flicks to the blue? I think that would probably look quite nice, actually, Karen. We'll look at that, definitely. Yeah, I don't. Even if someone says it's okay today to share their child, tomorrow it might not be. So I'm a bit careful. So I'm actually cutting this. I'm going to keep this fussy cutting on the side here, but I'm making sure I cut it crooked, so I know it's crooked, so I don't assume that it's a straight edge. Okay, so I'm going to turn it over here, and we're going to do come across 4 by 6. So we need a 4 by 6, and then we're just going to do 4, and then cross cut it 4 and 4. And then I'm going to keep those 2 bits here because we might use them. Really need to empty my bin. I've got crap balancing in my bin. Oh, while we've got that out, let's deal with our background. Scissor away for the second. Let's move this and then build our background. Now we want a little tiny bit of white showing. We're going to put white around the photo, but that's okay. We can. I think it needs that because that's a bit boring, but that's got a bit of pop. So that's a nice border. So what's that? Okay. So let's get this Nautical Dreams paper number 2, which is the Hessian, and we're going to cut it to 12 inches. Then we're going to get our white, and we're going to cut it to 10 3/4 inches by 10 3/4 inches. Now we're going to cut the middle out of both of those. We're going to be Scroogey, so you've got better leftovers. And then this piece of Super Fun Time number 4 is going to be 10 1/2 by 10 1/2. Pull that over there. So these two we're going to cut the middle out of. Let's get a cutting mat. I'm going to cut it neat. I'm going to do it neat. I'm going to show you how to do it properly. I'm not going to be dodgy today. So I'm using my T-ruler. I'm lining it up on the edge. My T-ruler is 1 inch wide. And I'm going to come from the 11 to the 1, and I've lined it up, but I haven't lined it up perfect. I'm going to say that. So when I go to use this inside bit, I will sort of neaten it up. I collect up everything I have left over from a super weekend. I do have intentions of creating with it. And that's what I do at Super Saturdays, which is next weekend. Or I sort it out at a Super Saturday. So next weekend is Super Saturday. So it's from 3 p.m. to 8 p.m. in the store, not online, sorry. So we do events just for our in-store customers or those that travel to us. So it's 3 p.m. to 8 p.m. It's $5. Quentin makes your afternoon tea. I think Di's making afternoon tea actually next weekend because Quentin is working at Coles. Or he might make afternoon tea before he goes. And let's come in an inch. And it's $5. And sorry, no kids. It is a kids-free event. Like, I don't even have my child. Noah babysits for me. So I don't even have my own child for the weekend or for the night. I don't know what I'm going to do next year. Super Saturday, but I'll find something. Okay, so let's put them away. Oh, thank you, Jacqueline. You're a godsend. What would I do without Jacqueline? Jacqueline is the best friend. The best friend a live teacher could have, honestly. She really, truly is a godsend. We all need to, thank Jacqueline. She keeps us going. So let's cut the middle out of our photo mats. Really don't know why there's a pile of these Asterix acrylics on my desk. Amy John had them for something, but we might end up using them. Put that over there in our pile. I've got a few different grasses. Maybe I could do a pack that's like all different kinds of grass. Right, let's stick these together. We know that's definitely what we're doing. But we won't put anything on the back because we just don't know if we're going to raise these up or if they're going to be sort of behind some of the elements. Does that make sense? The tape on the back of this black cardstock is left over from a project for an exhibition Naomi did. It was her final exhibition at university. And at the 11th hour, the lecturer said, oh, you need to put black behind all of that. So what Naomi John did was she made paper. She used the leftover paper from Milton's office where he worked at the time. She made paper and then she engraved on the paper with a laser machine letters that were written by the soldiers because the gallery was the old barracks at Kelvin Grove. She engraved letters and wills and ledgers of assets and things that the soldiers sent home when they were doing their training there. This was back in World War II, and she engraved them on them, and then it went on a big glass window. But when she did put it on some, the lecturer goes, oh, that doesn't look very good. You should change it back. So Naomi didn't want to do it. She knew it wasn't going to work, but, you know, sometimes you've got to give people what they want for them to realise that you were right. So I have got piles and piles of this black card. I'm nearly through it. I've been using it for my fakey photos for a couple of years. And yeah, when I run out, that means that is the time to then go and replace the fakey photos on the projects or sell the projects and rip the fakey photos off. What do we think of that? Is that looking too crammed? Thinking it's not. But I do want a little tiny bit of a gap. What do we think? Needs green on the background. Let's see if she has returned the green. What's that? It's one of these. Here's the new green. Is there a new green in here? What? I thought that was green. Multitasking as always. Multitasking. Yep. Don't we all multitask all the time? A kid that doesn't like green, she seems to swipe the green paint. Oh, here we go, green. But I think we might chuck in a little bit of this antique bronze is the brown. And if we mix a little bit of the antique bronze with the green, you can see the green is quite, we mix a tiny touch of antique bronze with that, we'll get that sort of colour we're after, that green. But what we might do is we might get a bit of a paler green. What's this? Pastel mint. We want a bit of... Nope. Let's add a tiny touch of yellow to lime it up for this, the green, and then a tiny touch of white to pastel it up for the pastel tones in here. I really need to get better storage for the paint. The paint needs to be stored better. It's causing me issues. Okay. So if we stick the backgrounds together, it'll be good because then we'll get some of our flicking onto all three parts of our background. Thank you, Mel. So we need like a little bit of flicking here, obviously a bit in the middle and a bit sort of here. But if we miss areas like here and here, that's okay. It won't hurt us to have some areas that are missed. So let's stick these together. Try not to stretch the tape when you put the tape on when you're doing something like a background, because otherwise like it can make the paper stretch and bow. And yes, you can stretch paper. Paper has a warp and a weft just like fabric, unfortunately, and paper can be stretched and twisted, which is, you know, doesn't always help us. And some papers are worse than others. Vellum is a lot like that, a lot unforgiving. So let's put this on here. And we are going to get rid of the backing, this backing to do this. I'm going to go to the messy mixed media desk because I'm trying to keep this nice and pristine for the work on we're doing on our mini album. Let's do the next one. Sticking the two frames together without the centerpiece in, it's very difficult. It can get very finicky and you can really get twists going then. I wonder if we make some copper stars. Turn back a little bit on each corner. So we're going to stick this together and then we're going to decide which way is up. I think the darker bit could be at the bottom. I think I like it at the bottom. I'm not even going to think about how I designed the paper because I designed this blue paper. It's just a whole series of textures and modelly splotches and bits and pieces I bring together. It's actually got this Hexion texture blown up and then used as an overlay texture through it. That's up, but I like it like that. I think I like the dark at the bottom. Let's get rid of the backing sheet because we don't want to messy it up for our mini book we're making. We want to keep our mini book nice. Nice. My palette, my disposable palette, and I just peel off like it's meant to be disposable, but you just peel these bits off. Naomi John uses these in collage art. I used to, but I don't get to do as much collage anymore. So you can just peel off when you get a bit of thickness there, you just peel it off. I put it over on her desk. So we're going to use this green. And it is from the satin paint set. So it's matte. It's nice to use different textures and mix them together. And then the white's from the dimensional, so it's quite thick. It's going to be rather opaque, so we'll put a tiny smidge of it there. We just, yep, we're going to use a few colours, but we're not going to use like bazillion colours. And then we're going to use a tiny smidge of this yellow. It's lemon yellow. It's from the dimensional set, so it's going to be quite opaque. And then we've got antique bronze. Where are we going to put that? We'll just fling that here, will we? Just peeled a bit up, and I've probably got a bit much of that. Jeez, it's not empty. So we're doing flicking, so let's add my bits of white and a bit of yellow. I do have a title here, but I want a different title, and I'm hoping Naomi John brings it back. You know how it is. So let's get some green. And we're not going to go blob straight in it with our fan brush. Otherwise, we're just going to have big globs of paint. So we're picking up the water and we're just mixing with the tips of the fan brush into paint. So we needed some up here. And just lightly tapping. If you're lightly tapping and you're getting nothing, it means you don't have enough liquid, and a bit in the middle. And notice how we get the occasional bit somewhere else. Okay, so let's make our light color now. So just add a bit of white. Let's get some water. And we're going to do, so we've got a lighter green. I'll show you what, I'll hold it up so I can show you what this looks like. Let's pick a bit up. Let's see, there's a lighter colour there. And then let's get some green again. And then add a bit of yellow. So it's a bit limey. Matches our grass. And then a bit of our copper. So if my title arrives before my page is finished, because I forgot to grab the title, we'll use some of this paint to paint it. And then just a tiny smidge of copper through. Seems like a lot, but when it dries, it's going to lighten up a little bit. Put a brush over here to dry. Move our palette away. There we go. As it dries, some of it disappears. So let's move that over here. And bring this back. And look at, just have a splotch of water here on my desk. I need to get rid of. Let's try that. Okay. So obviously we would put our photos down. Well, to me, I would put my photos down flat, and then I'd put my grasses flat and then build dimension from there with the other pieces. That's just me. That seems like the obvious choice to me. Might not be for everyone. So let's get our pieces prepped. Actually, we might put this feature photo. So our biggest photo is going to be our feature photo. Let's put it on some chippy strip. So So chippy strips are 1mm high white chipboard, and we don't manufacture the chipboard, but we do manufacture the chippy strips. We cut them, package them. They're an environmentally friendly alternative to foam tape. Because foam is not a well, yeah. We do use foam in our stamps. Our mixed media stampers are made with foam, but we use a foam that's manufactured a lot more responsibly than the foam in foam tape. And it's also the foam in our mixed media stampers is actually hypoallergenic and antibacterial. So they're not going to go mouldy if you leave them wet. Okay, so let's leave that over there to dry. Okay, so we're going to let's put some chippies, like cut some bits and sit them on the pieces. So I'm going to put some on this tree, and then the sign is going to have some chippy strip on it. I think you could write some journaling on the two signs. The two signs are going to have chippy strip, and then let's put some on the top of this tree and the top of this tree. But then the stems will be, the trunks will be down behind, so they'll be flat. And so we've got a bit for that bird, a bit for that bird, a bit for that bird. And why not? Let's put a bit for that bird. And then let's build our bucket of stuff. So, are we going to have another bucket? No, we've only got one bucket so far. Let's get a second bucket. Is there a tiny bucket? Yes. Let's get a tiny bucket. And let's get some tiny fish, and they can lay next to the bucket. Ooh, that one's wet. See, now that's completely soaked, and that's our new, focus. That's our new pigment printer. Does not bleed at all. So let's put this little bucket on some chippy strip, and then let's build this bucket before we get some chippy strip. So we're just going to come down in around here, down to that lip there. And then we're just going to cut across here. But not the whole way through. So we've got that like that. Got to go catching up with more family today. Oh, that's awesome. Deborah, they were beautiful photos of you and that new addition to the family. So then we've got this big fish. It's cut in half. And then we're going to put a little fish on the ground. What's it? Not a tiny fish. Say a little fish. And then there, let's get another little one. Okay. So on the back of here, let's put some tape on the back of here. So I've got some tape on the back of there. And then we're going to put fish head there. And then tail behind the handle. Oh, we don't quite see it. That's okay. And then just need to pull it up a bit. Oh, I've got tiny fish. Hopefully they're the right measurement. It's got to be inside the boundaries. Not that. And then what we're going to do is we're going to get a bit of tape. Just sit it over there for the moment. Like that. And then let's get some bits of chippy strip. So we didn't need, well, we didn't need to keep the bit I sliced on, right? But that doesn't mean we shouldn't do it, because there was the potential that you could see a bit of that back of the bucket in behind. Let's sit that there. So let's go through and put our chippy strip on the back of all our elements, and then pop them back where they go. See how many mowers we hear before the end of class. Someone has started. I think if Quentin was home, he'd be mowing. But that sounds like me and John. Hello, how are you?
Good. Do you maybe like the busy work?
Ah, yeah, probably.
I've also got wilderness.
No.
There you go. Hello everyone. We're having breakfast for lunch, by the way.
Okay. There was no plan for lunch, so obviously we're having breakfast.
No.
Here's what it is. I don't mind. That all stuck on. Okay. Okay. I like to clean as I go. The creative buddy does not. I think outdoorsy might go down the bottom, hey? And what if we paint it? Let's move this over. Outdoorsy. This is from the March, Chippy Cuts of the March Club. I think. Let's do copper. We've got antique bronze. A bit watery first. Add some green in a few places. And some of the lime green. Brush. Get the heat tool out. Plug someone else's device from my power board. Move the plastic away. So the metallic is going to come to the surface. Metallic is very dominant. Just a tiny bit of antique bronze. Glaze it over the top. Some of these spots that are a bit darker. Kind of overheated it here and it bubbled, so I'm going to try and bubble it in a couple of other places. Add a bit more paint to get some bubbles. Just trying to get it to bubble up in a couple of places now. There we go. My desk is so loaded with stuff, it's not funny. Oh, I'm stuck. So you can see a couple of bubbly bits. A little bit of texture. So try on the back. There we go. Oh, I like that. I like it, I like it, I like it. There. Right. Oh, did I show you the freebie of the day? So if you spend over $30 today, you get, I they're either $2.55 or $2.75 a pack. I think they might be $2.75 actually. I need to go back and have a look. It is a set of chipboard dinosaurs. These will be available. All the freebies this time will be available for purchase later, but just not this weekend. Maybe next weekend. The weekend after. Look at that. So it's a set of 6 dinosaurs. And in the next class, you're going to see that we've got more dinosaur color cuts. Way more dinosaur color cuts. Pterodactyls have got their own pack. Triceratops have got their own pack. Brachiosaurus have got their own pack. So yeah, we've really gone, I've really gone out and done a lot of colour cuts. Okay. Let's move our leftovers, which we didn't end up needing. Spritzer bottle's starting to collapse already. But before the next class, the colour cuts will be available. Yeah. I've got 2 hours, less than 2 hours. I'll be right. I will get there. So, where we need to start is we need to actually fit this cluster ring down the bottom so we don't run out of room and can't fit it in. And then we need to get this cluster ring up here so that we don't run out of room and not be able to fit it in as well. So let's get our grass. And our color cuts are good, but they're not perfect. They're a lot better than other ephemera you'll find out there. We don't put complete duds and stuff that's cut really off in. Let's have a tiny bit of blue showing underneath and come all the way over there as far as we can. So we're going to use glue. Give us a little bit of leeway. So a tiny bit of blue showing, and then we're going to quickly fling our tree in behind. I'm going to put our tree behind this piece of grass here, so we've got a bit of chance of getting a longer trunk. I'm going to use the trunk and the edge of the page as a guide. Put there. A bucket of fishes. A fish lying on the ground, sort of behind our bucket. A bird on our sign. On the ground. Okay, then what we're going to do next is we're going to put our photo on. We know we've got just a little bit of blue showing. And I'm going to use this edge. I've got about an 1/8 of an inch gap. I'm going to use this edge as a guide. Then we're going to put in this one. It's flat. I'll make a kit after class as well. For this. So similar gap on the edges there and there. Keep thinking one of the bird needs a little fish in or near its beak. Oh, that's not a bad idea. Got some tiny fish. Definitely accommodate that. So we want to mimic this gap here and this gap here at the top. Oh, we need to put this one in. So let's put our tree in. And use the trunk and the edge of the blue as a guide. Now, let's get our T-ruler out. go. Oh, my hair looks terrible. It's very grey. It's okay. Nothing wrong with grey hair. Just going to put some chicky strip behind that bit of fish. That bit of fish, that little fish. It's a tiny fish. Glue these down. Just clean it up. There we go. Fish in the birdie's mouth. Okay, so let's put that there. What you making, no?
Cupcakes for the week, little mini ones.
Okay.
I've already got a brownie in the oven. And while the boys aren't here, I'm going to try and get them done in the freezer and hidden.
Hidden in the freezer.
Yeah. Well,
Why would you do that?
Oh, I know, it's like I want them to last more than a day. How dare I?
Okay. This was a 3 3/4. Oh, I like it there. Normally not what I would do, but I like it there. Okay, let's put some glue on this. I think at the moment the only way to get this outdoorsy word is in the March Chippy Cuts the Month and this kit. And it will probably remain that way because until we cut another one or we'll go to work and photograph it. Because I'm pretty sure I don't have a photograph of this right now. Making sure not to put too much glue on. I don't want too much glue smooshies. Going to turn the page. I think that looks pretty cool. I like it. I like it. I like it. I like it. The color cuts are perfect. page could be used for either a boy or a girl. Yes, definitely. I liked it when you put the outdoorsy in the middle. It drew my eye to the center. Oh, yeah. I didn't really have enough room left, Heather. I liked it in the middle, but I didn't have enough room left at the end. Fortunately, I kind of built that little scene there in the middle without thinking about the outdoorsy. I normally wouldn't put a title up there, but I don't mind it. There we go. Boy or girl. Doesn't have to be fishing photos. Could be feeding the fish. I like it. There we go. Thank you, Robin. Thank you, Karen. Thank you, Di. Thank you, Heather. So there we go. We've done that. Let's check if my hands are cleanish. And we're going to do a little bit more on our mini book. I've got an idea for the little pockets. I have an idea. Not sure I can pull it off. I thought it was something a little different. I got blue on that one. Rightio. So these little pockets, where's a little one? Nope, that's a big one. That's something else. Little pockets. Oh, where are the little pockets? Oh, on the back of these. So, accommodating tape. 4x4. So we can make a little 4x4. So we've got 4 plus 1.5. That's 5.5. So let's do a 4x8.5 piece. Okay, make a little booklet thing. Don't know if it's going to work. Thank you, Helen. Thank you, Marge. Thank you, Jacqueline. So let's do a 4x8.5. It might work. It might not. So one end we're going to score it at 1.5 inches, and the other end we're going to score it at 3 inches. Right. And then we're going to cut this scrappy bit is already 3.5 wide. So we're going to make it 3.5 by 3.5. And then we're going to cut 2 more 3.5 by 3.5 inch pieces. So then from our leftovers of our blue, let's cut pieces that are 3 1/4 by 3 1/4. Oh no, let's do 3 1/4 by 3 1/4. And then this skinny strip we had left over. Let's cut a 3 3/4 by 1 1/4. Oh, geez, that's a crap measurement. 3 3/4 by 1 1/4. Let's go and dig in our box for some more scraps. Actually, I'm going to get a piece of yellow, piece of rainbow, and we're going to cut 3 3/4 by 3 3/4 twice. And we're going to make 2 of these books, and I'm going to make sure you've got enough stuff to make 2. So 3 3/4 by 3 3/4 twice, and then we're going to cut. So we've got. So then we're going to cut a 3 3/4 across by 2 3/4 high. Let's start assembling so that you know where we're at. We're making a matchbook. Oh, we need that for fake photos. We are making a matchbook. So this is our matchbook, like this. And in it, we're going to have these little pieces that are going to have photos on. Right? But we're going to do it in such a way that when we bend these, they're going to kind of look pretty. So we're going to have our matchbook that it goes in here. Oh, wrong page. It goes in here. So it's going to slide in here like this. It's going to slide in there like that, our little matchbook. So let's get, so these ones were our pieces that were 3 1/4 by 3 1/4. And yeah, I've got a line on. They'll be right. I'm going to put little photos. Actually, are we going to put little photos on them, or are we going to slide them in there? Put tape on the back of those, and then these 3 pieces of rainbow. So this was rainbow clouds, whatever. So it was 3 3/4 by 3 3/4, and the same with this one. And then this one was 3 3/4 wide by 2 3/4 high. So it's going to go inside here. So it's 3 3/4 wide by 2 3/4 high. And then we're going to put a piece on the inside in here. And the reason why I've just done it exactly the same size is because it's just easier. And we're going to put one on the back. And then we've got our skinny strip. It's going to go on the front here. Oh, actually, let's peel the back one up. You know what? Peel the back one up. Don't stick the back one on. Are we going to put inserts in here? Or are we just going to put one? Okay, just wait. Just no, we're only going to put one in here. Just going to attach. So then we're going to put a little bit of tape on the back, down the bottom, and the front down the bottom. Just a little bit of tape. So we've still got this back peeled up, right? And then we're going to center this in here. Like that. Then we're going to close that. Then we're going to get a stapler. Any stapler. Now we're not going to staple it on the edge here. Most people would think to staple on the edge. We're going to come in a bit so we're through this and these bits, but it's going to be covered by our paper. See? We're going to cover that with our paper. What we're going to do, we're going to cover it with our decorative paper, our staples. So our staples, and then just going to push down on the tip of our staples with our bone folder, the back of a bread and butter knife, just so they don't come out and jag through. You don't want spiky staples through. Then we're going to stick that down. We're actually going to burnish. Oh, be careful not to burnish the staples like I just did there because it leaves a mark. Then we've got a little piece to go on the front. Like that. Then we're going to make a little 2-inch photo. Let's get a little chopper. Just want a little 2-inch photo, something cute. Let's make 2 of them. 1. 2. So I'm going to put 1 here. These could be of little hands and feet. It's okay. What I'm going to put on the front. Then we need a 4 3/4, a 3 3/4 by 2 3/4 of yellow. And that is how we make something up on the fly. So you have some strange idea. And then, yeah, so we need to make 2 of these and then see, look, it's a little matchbook. With use, they get better with use. So you need to just bow that a little, clean that a little. So we need to open it up. You could put something secret in there. A little photo there, a little photo there. We will decorate all these. You'll have lots of bits to decorate. There you go. So we need 1 in there and 1 in here. So we need a piece of this white and a piece of the blue. Go there. Let me cut the other pieces. So what else did we need? We needed a, oh, that's not big enough. A 4 inch by 8.5 inches. So where's 8.5? Is this 8.5? Is this 8.5? 8.5 by 4. And then we needed a 3 3/4 by 2 3/4 of yellow. And then we needed 2 that were 3 3/4 by 3 3/4. 1, 2. And 1 that was 3 3/4 wide by 2 3/4 high. And then we needed a piece that was, we should have another skinny bit. Here we go. So here's the other skinny bit of blue. So then we needed a 1 1/4. Oh no, we needed a 3 3/4 by 1 1/4. There we go. So much creativity and thought into making it so special. Just love, love, love. Thank you, Jacqueline. And then we've got these 2 bits left over. Oh, and we needed 2 2-inch photos. Let me just cut those little babies while I'm up there. This is too wide. we go. So all my bits are cut to make my other little my other little, where is it? Nope. There. Matchbook. It's just something different. Look, I trashed it already. There we go. Thank you, Laura. Thank you, everyone. So there we are. We're getting there with our book. We've only got 3 classes to go. I'm feeling a little bit under the pump how we're going to fit it all in 3 more classes, but we'll get there. So there we are. That's what we've done. We did the page and we've got a bit more done on our mini book. We do need to do something with the cover. And then when it comes to embellishing, what we're going to do is, yeah, might have to do another class. Yeah. So there we go. That's our thank you, Robin. That's our page, and we did a bit more of our book. So take care, stay safe. Love yous all. And we will be back at 1 o'clock with a girls' card off, a sisters' card off. It will be Amelia, Ann, and Naomi John. They'll be making cards, and they will be using Dino World. So I'm going to go and add the new Dino World colour cuts to the website, and I think you'll like them. There's some seriously big dinosaurs in these colour cuts. They're really awesome. So take care, stay safe. Thank you so very much. Bye.